Hello everybody, it's Josie here. So I'm going to be talking about the audiobooks that I've been reading over the last couple of months, or not reading, listening to over the last couple of months. So audiobooks are a kind of a weird one for me. I have resisted audiobooks for a while because I tried one once and I really didn't get on with it. It really kind of almost annoyed me. I felt like I really wasn't paying attention to the story. My mind kept wandering. I don't know what it was. I just had this incapability of paying attention to an audiobook and actually knowing what was going on, and then kind of having that stop-start as well. But recently I decided to give it another shot, and to be fair, it hasn't been too bad. I've been getting on with some of them. So I think what has made a difference is that I'm kind of using them as my commute entertainment now. So where before I would only ever listen to music, I'm now putting on an audiobook and I walk about an hour to and from work if I go into the office. I also like to get out in the afternoons and walk for an hour or so along the beachfront, and that really gives you a nice chunk of time to listen. Also, you're not doing anything else. Before, I was putting them on like as background entertainment, and I don't think that's a good idea. Maybe some people can deal with it. That's fine. I can't. If I'm doing something else, then I'll focus on that other task and that will just kind of go out the window. So I kind of have found more of a technique. I've also found hit and miss depending on who the narrator is. So there were a couple of books that I started listening to and the narrator just killed me. One of them, the voice was so low and kind of a bit boring and it was putting me to sleep and I just wasn't paying any attention. Or when they try and do some really odd accents that just don't sound great. Not my favorite thing. I have realized that a full cast is fun. So I listened to I Capture the Castle by Dodie Smith, and that had a full cast and it was fantastic. I mean, I like the book anyway. I think I like the book even more now just because of that great ensemble cast audio recording. It was fantastic and I highly recommend it. I think it was a BBC full cast audio, so it was fantastic. I highly recommend that. So I think the narrator can have a really big impact on certainly my enjoyment of the book and whether or not I'm really paying attention to it. So I'm going to go through a few books that I've listened to audio and kind of tell you what I thought of the books and the narration and all of that. So the first one is one that wasn't on my radar, but it just happened to be on the app. So I use a free app that my library provides, and it's great. It doesn't have everything, but it has a great selection, and I think it's called BorrowBox. And you basically go on, you find something, you can loan 5 audiobooks at a time, or when you've got someone hold, that kind of counts as your 5, and it's good. I really like it, and it's free. So if you start something you don't like it, you haven't paid for it, which I kind of liked because I was kind of just dipping my toe into it. So the first one that I just happened to be on the app because I was looking for something to listen to, and some of the stuff that I wanted to listen to was on reserve and wasn't available, was Chicken Girl by Heather Smith. So Chicken Girl, it's great. I just listened to this a couple of days ago. I just finished it. And I wanted to do it for this month because it's Pride Month and this kind of features queer characters. But I didn't realize how much I would really enjoy this book. So you've got a main character who she starts off being, in the past she was quite quirky. She was into the 40s. She really loves the 40s, all things 40s. She loves vintage clothes. She loves dressing up. But she also describes herself, and this is a line from the book, built like a shit brick house. One of her friends tells her that. Friends like that. So she is well built, well proportioned. She's into roller derby. She's really into like the 40s dressing for her figure and that. And then she starts to post a picture online on an online forum for 1940s devotees. But that picture gets taken and gets kind of photoshopped and put online and ridiculed. And this has kind of caused her to kind of go into her shell and just want to not be who she is. And she has a wonderful brother. I can't remember if he's actually her twin or just her brother, but they have a really close relationship. He is very flamboyant. He's very out and proud, queer. And in the beginning of the book, he's always making her happy. He's trying to get her over herself. There's a wonderful interplay. It's called Chicken Girl because she dresses up like a chicken for her after-school job at this kind of, it's set in Canada, at this shop where her boss, he sells fried chicken. and her brother's trying to get her back out of her shell. And there's this beautiful kind of relationship with this young girl that keeps coming around, and her mother, a group of people that are homeless. Then something happens to her brother as well. Their relationship, kind of the fallout of what happens to you. It is really beautiful. I absolutely 100% recommend reading this book. And like I said, it was nowhere on my radar. Just happened to kind of read the description, thought I'll give it a try. Absolutely loved it. Would probably read the paper copy as well, or maybe even listen to the audio again, because I just found it incredibly compelling, very sad, very just in places, but also kind of, again, the idea of friendship and how we can help each other, and also kind of what culture, what outside influences do to you and how they affect you. Just a gorgeous, gorgeous book, and great for Pride Month as well, because there's great queer rep in this through her brother. Then the next one I read was Ghost Wall by Sarah Moss. I have not read a Sarah Moss book. And I know some people would think that's crazy, but Ghost Wall is the one that I've really wanted to pick up, just from reading all the synopses. And when I saw it again on the app, I thought, well, let me give it a go. I really enjoyed this, but what I will say is the book made me angry. I like the narration, by the way, on this. The book made me angry, and I think it's supposed to. So you've got a young girl, I forget what her name is, but she is, they're spending like a holiday, living like kind of Stone Age British people used to, like metal Stone Age kind of, yeah, camping out in the woods. And her father's really, really into this. He's really into history. He's really into kind of really being authentic. And people back in the day, this is how they would do it. And they didn't have clothes, and they didn't have proper houses, and they didn't have proper food. And they kind of joined this group where this professor is taking this group of university students who are also studying history out for sort of, I don't know how long it is, I think it's a week or so, out to live in the wilderness basically and experience this and go foraging and go hunting and live in these huts and cook the way they did. So you've got her and her mother, so she's still at high school, and her mother and her father. And the relationship, her father is a bastard. And it really becomes apparent that he is abusive. And I literally wanted to just grab my phone and strangle him if I could. It's very good. Like I said, this is my first Sarah Moss. I really found this incredibly, incredibly good. I like the relationship between the main character and one of the university girls. That's a great relationship, and it's a great relationship between them. But yeah, this kind of her father and this relationship, her father and her mother, and the fact that he's abusive, that was hard to read, so that's trigger warning. But it's a very, very good book. It's very short, so again, audio, physical, easy to read. I would recommend this, definitely would. It's a 4-star read. It was good. The next one I read was You Must Not Miss by Katrina Leno. Yeah, Katrina Leno. I read this because, who was it? Is it Kayla from Books and Lala? Yeah, she really loves Summer of Salt, which I definitely have to read. And then she said this was the new book by Leno, and she was saying that it was really good. And I've heard a few other people say it's good. Again, I saw it on the audio. Man, it's good. It's so hard to describe, so I'm gonna try. You've got the main character who, so it's kind of magical realism plus contemporary plus, again, coming of age, coming to grips with who you are, coming to grips with what has happened to you because of your family. Her father, she walked in on her father having sex with her aunt. Her mother has basically become an alcoholic out of this. And her sister has moved away to university and doesn't want anything to do with the family. So she's kind of almost left on her own. So it's an exploration of what it means to be alone and lonely. Things have also happened with her friends that have basically caused her to be isolated, and she's in a kind of a new group of more sort of the misfit table at school. And she kind of creates this, she writes to almost escape. She creates this sort of other world, this perfect world for herself. And I don't want to really say much more about the story because it's just it's really good. Again, it's very hard to read, I found in places. And I think it also speaks to kind of mental states, loneliness, what we do to alleviate that, family relationships, what people do, how they can hurt us, revenge, all of these things. Fantastic book. At first, I wasn't too sure about the magical realism kind of weird parts of it. But I actually on reflection, quite liked it. So 4.5 stars for me. It's a good one. Again, the narration of that, I really liked it. And ironically, so actually I read this, listened to this first book, the book that I'm going to mention now first before You Must Not Miss, but that one is Killing November by Adriana Mather. And it's the same narrator. So You Must Not Miss and Killing November is the same person that narrates both of those books. So that was really interesting. It's like, hang on, this voice sounds familiar. It's the same person. So Adriana Mather, How to Hang a Witch, I read last year in October, loved it, like anything that has to do with Salem and witches and witchcraft, and it's kind of my jam. So this is her brand new book, Killing November, and again, I saw it on the audio and I thought, might as well, we'll try it. And again, I really enjoyed it. So this is a girl, November, who finds herself, she kind of almost literally wakes up in this school. And it's very kind of, she describes it as a little bit Harry Potter-esque, very kind of, she's not sure where it is. She doesn't know where it is, doesn't know why she's there. And she kind of, her father, so she lives with her father, her mother's passed away. And her father said he's going to go see her aunt because there was something wrong with her aunt. And then he comes back and says he's got to send her away for just a while, just like a week or two. But she just literally wakes up in this place. No idea how she even got there. She remembers kind of getting to the airport, but that's it. So she kind of goes, oh, hang on, I've been drugged. Where am I? What is going on? And she turns out it's a school. But it's no ordinary school. It's basically an assassin school in a way, or not assassin, spy school. It's a spy school. So I don't know how much to say about like giving the entire plot, but basically, yes, it's a spy school. And as you can tell by the title, Killing November, she doesn't have a lot of friends in the spy school. But the thing is, I like the way it's told because you kind of find out about November and her family and who she is and the different allegiances and why people don't like her, why people do like her, while she's finding it out. So she has no idea. And as we progress in the book, she's kind of finding all of these things out, and she's, who can she trust, who can't she trust? I had a great old time reading this book. It wasn't the deepest book I've ever read. It wasn't the most technically advanced, but I bloody loved it. I kind of like the sort of the spy school element. I really enjoyed that. I enjoyed finding out about, you find out about the different clans and all of this. There's quite a lot of characters, if you're not good with keeping track of a lot of characters, but I just enjoyed it. And I'm kind of hoping that she's going to write a follow-up because I would actually like to know what happens to November. I think you can easily write, I think you have to, but I think she should write a follow-up to this book. But I had a great old time. I would absolutely, if you just want a fun teen spy thriller with sort of, a bit of a thrilling element, a bit of a mystery element, there's a little bit of romance sprinkled in there, some great friendship, you'll learn some spycraft. I just really like this book. I can't say more than that. I would give this a 4 star just on pure enjoyment. Had a great time and really enjoyed the audio as well. I think the narrator does a great job of You Must Not Miss as well. So those are my audiobooks. I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know what your thoughts are on audio, whether you like it, whether you don't, how you listen to it. I'd love to know. And then also, if you have any recommendations, both for physical or audio books that you think I might enjoy, please let me know in the comments. And thank you for listening, and I'll speak to you all again very soon. Bye-bye.